want to share with you some of the wonders of this rosary, because it is just that. It's wonderful. And I want to start this talk by giving you an example of just how incredible it is, and how, to some people initially, it can seem rather bizarre and strange, because it is, on one level. Now, if you don't know me, maybe some, I am curious, how many of you don't know my story? No shame. Okay. Shame on you. No, just kidding. Suckers? No. Cool. I'm nobody. My story is, in a nutshell, this. I was bad. Really bad. Okay? I'm not here to tell my conversion story. A lot of people get bummed out by that. They're like, you're not going to tell your story? I've told that thing so many times, it's ridiculous. I love it. But you can buy it on video, DVD, YouTube, it's everywhere. It's all, you know. The essence of it is that I was not raised in a Christian Catholic household of any kind, and I went through a very tumultuous youth. I was in 2 drug rehabs. I had long hair down on my waist. I got a tattoo of the Grateful Dead. I got kicked out of the country of Japan. I was in jail. I was homeless. That's probably the shortest version I've ever given of my conversion story. And then I had a huge conversion, obviously, because my parents converted to Catholicism, and then 2.5 years after they did, I trailed along, and I had a huge conversion. What helped my conversion, what brought about my conversion, was a book that my parents, new Catholics of over 2 years, had purchased a book on the Virgin Mary. I didn't know who that was or what it was. That was how ignorant I was of Christianity. I read that book on their bookshelf one night. It was about Our Lady and some alleged Marian apparitions, and it changed my life. Next day, I went to a Catholic church. In my long-haired funkiness, I dressed like an alien. You don't even know, okay? I went to a Catholic church, and I went inside, reluctantly. I really didn't even want to go in, but I went in, and when I went in, what I experienced was this. In that little church, it was called Our Lady of Victory Naval Chapel on Norfolk Naval Air Station, largest naval facility in the world, because my stepfather was a military officer. Go into that chapel, and right in the front, nobody else in the entire church, but right in the front, by the door I came in, were 5 Filipino women. Now, I love to say this because it's true. You don't mess with Catholic Filipino women. Okay? They are special forces in the spiritual life. They are Green Berets. They will take you down. Okay? They mean business. You know, they do. In a certain sense, we wouldn't even be here tonight without them, because, you know, Our Lady of Peña Francia, the whole Filipino connection thing, you know, they're responsible for so much. So I walk into this church because my mother had become a Catholic by one Filipino woman. This woman helped my mom talk to a priest. My mom brought my dad. They became Catholic. I go into this church, and there's 5 Filipino women sitting there, and I freaked out because I know what these people are capable of. They make people Catholic. I go back in the church, and all of a sudden these Filipino women start some kind of seance. That's what it looked like to me. One of them goes up and fires up candles on some altar-looking thing, and there's a boat hanging from the ceiling because it's in the naval chapel, and she goes back to her place, and she goes into her purse, and like often happens, and you know what I mean if you know Filipinos, there's always a self-appointed matriarch who tells everybody else what to do. You know, I guess I love Filipinos. Had I not become a priest, I'd have married a Filipina. I'd be living in Surigao surfing my brains out, but that's not God's plan. Okay? I love Filipinos. But there's always a matriarch who tells everybody else what to do. You got to do, and you better do it, right? So this one woman goes into her purse, and I'm in the back, and all the way in the back, and she pulls out this thing, like a necklace-looking thing. And she starts doing some incantation to the boat, the mystical ship hanging from the ceiling that she fired up candles underneath. I don't know, this is my first time in a Catholic church. I'm clueless. And all I can hear is this. Okay, now I'm not making fun of Filipinos. I love Filipinos. Salamat po to you forever, okay? For everything you've ever done. I love you to death. I love you. Not making fun of you. But to a white boy, when he hears a Filipino speak, it sounds a little funny. So all I heard was this Filipino woman leading her 4 sisters in this. Hail many for the What? What on earth is that, right? Hail something. And then the other four reciprocated together, saying, Holy Mary, Amen. And it kept going back and forth. And I'm in the back like, what on earth is this, right? And after a few minutes, and they're going, man, they're like in fifth overdrive. They're flying through this incantation. And then this lady, because Filipino women are bold. These women are serious, man. This woman turns around to me all the way in the back, long-haired freak in the back, and she puts up this necklace in my face and looks at me and yells out across the void of the empty pews, young man, do you want to pray in the next decade? Next decade? I don't know what this Filipino woman is trying to communicate to me, okay? Because I'm not educated. I had dropped out of high school. I didn't have a lot of education, but I wasn't stupid. Decade means 10 years to me, right? So I'm looking at her, I'm like, what? I don't even know what to say, because she's asking me to pray for 10 years. So I'm like, so she tried to clarify it, because she could see I was like a deer in headlights. So she goes, the second sorrowful mystery is the second sorrowful mystery. I have no idea what the second sorrowful mystery is. And I'm thinking to myself, your little coven, your little cult sisterhood, when that priest comes in, you're going down, right? This ain't church. That's what I'm thinking, right? I don't know what church is supposed to do, but this don't seem right. Well, they carry on with this thing at Mach speed. They're flying through this, and they finish, and that was my first experience of a rosary. No idea what it was doing, what they were doing. Well, long story short, within a week, they had taught me the whole thing. I became their little project. They gave me rosaries, I had rosaries in my pockets and my, everything all around me. I learned these mysteries, and then I was, leading the decades. I found out what it was, and I fell in love with it. And then within a year, I became a Catholic, and now here I am, as a priest. Well, I say that because a lot of people think that this is just some little silly thing for old women and weak people. It's not. This thing, it looks weak, right? Just like it's not a sacrament, it's a sacramental, meaning it disposes you to receive sanctifying grace. But it looks, if I wanted to, I'm strong enough, I could break this apart. It's not strong physically. Would you believe that this thing right here, Satan hates? You can whip the daylights out of the forces of darkness with this little 53-stringed beaded rope. You can. It's proven fact. I just ended yesterday, actually, what's called the Irresistible Novena, a 54-day rosary novena to Our Lady for my book, begging her to kiss it. I want Our Lady to kiss the book. Anoint it with your lips, Mother.